One of the biggest questions for the Sixers heading into next season has to do with their guard rotation, specifically who should be the starting shooting guard for the team next season. You got Tyrese Maxey, you got Jared McCain, VJ Edgecombe, soon to be re-signed Quentin Grimes, and that is as a quartet, that is an elite guard rotation that you have to put next to Joel Embiid coming into next season. And the Sixers, for once, I can't believe I'm saying this, but for once, the 76ers, they have a good problem in that they have a great variety of choices on who to put next to Tyrese Maxey, who is going to be most likely be slotted in as the starting point guard. So what we're going to do is we're going to react to a Kai Carlin article where he asserts that Jared McCain should be the starting shooting guard. We're going to see what he has to say, give our thoughts, reactions, and shout out to him and Sixers Wire for giving me stuff to talk about this entire offseason, man, because Shams said this was going to be the biggest offseason ever, and nothing happened. Of course, nothing happened for the Sixers because they had no money, but this offseason was such a drag, and I need Sixers basketball in my life. The first preseason game is October 2nd, only a couple weeks away, and we just got to wait it out, but let's get right into it, man. So, Kai Carlin is saying that Jared McCain should be the starter for the Sixers next season. Let's see what he has to say. So McCain was on his way to being in the Rookie of the Year race as he averaged 15 points, 2.6 assists, and 2 rebounds while shooting 38% from deep before having to undergo surgery on his torn meniscus and his left knee as he prepares for his second season. One can assume he will be the starter due to his shooting ability. And Jared McCain, he was so fun to watch last season. He was the only bright spot for the Sixers last season. The only real true bright spot. I mean, yeah, Dembo and Justin Edwards, sure. But Jared McCain, man, he was so fun to watch. He was automatic. It took him a couple games for him to get acclimated to the NBA. But, dude, once that ball left his hands, like, it was going in every single time. And he probably would have been the unanimous Rookie of the Year, to be honest. If he played that entire season, he could have been the unanimous Rookie of the Year given his production. He was awesome. But is he going to be the starter for the Sixers next season? That is that can be debated, given that Quentin Grimes has a really good argument to be slotted in with Tyrese Maxey for that starting backcourt. But we'll see what Kai Carlin also has to say here. One has to assume McCain will get the start when considering his shooting ability and how well he moves without the ball. When Embiid gets doubled on the block, he has to be able to have reliable shooters to kick it out to, and McCain fits that mold. Before he went down with the injury, it was impressive to watch him move without the basketball and find open spots on the floor. One normally doesn't see that from a player so young. And, just to get, right out the gate, I agree with everything Kai Carlin says about Jared McCain. He is a fantastic fit next to Joel Embiid, a fast, smart guard who can shoot at a whim, who can just sling it. And, a volume three-point shooter that can make the other team pay. Combine that with Embiid and how much he improved as a passer, that will be amazing, dude. The Sixers, they could have a lethal offense next season if, Embiid and Paul George, they can get right. They can somehow get on the court and play a consistent amount of games. That's an entirely different discussion. But Jared McCain as the starter. Now, if Quentin Grimes wasn't in the mix, he would definitely take that spot easily. But I've been doing some digging, and Quentin Grimes, he kind of has it. He has a good argument, man, when you think about it. I'm not going to lie. I disagree with Kai Carlin on this. I think that Quentin Grimes should be the starter for the 76ers, and I'm going to explain. So we're going to start with we're just going to go stat muse. So Jared McCain, he averaged 23.8 points, 4 assists, and 3.4 rebounds in 8 games as a starter in his career. And Jared McCain, he was fantastic, man, and he showed me a lot more than just being a shooter, man. Like, he was really developing as a 3-level scorer as well, going to the rim, not being afraid, to absorb physicality, great finisher, and could also, get, in the mid-range game as well. He really showed a lot more than just being a shooter, and that's what Sixers fans kind of thought all he would be, just like a glorified Seth Curry out of the draft. It was hilarious watching everyone react to the Jared McCain pick, thinking that we should have picked Dalton Connect, but given how amazing McCain has been, it's just funny to look back, in hindsight. But Jared McCain, he is great. We all know he is great, but Quentin Grimes, he put up similar numbers as a starter. He put up 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.6 assists in 25 games as a starter. McCain only had 8. So Grimes, he had more reps, and they're both, Quentin Grimes, I'd say he's probably a better player than Jared McCain right now overall, given his defense. He's 6'5", he's a lot bigger, and is a great perimeter defender, nice and scrappy, and can stick to his man. A nice point of attack defender, another type of positional need that the Sixers have always lacked, and you got that in Quentin Grimes. And Quentin Grimes and Jared McCain, I think McCain's actually a better catch and shoot player. I wrote this. I have a screenshot of this, of their catch and shoot numbers, because that's what Kai Carlin referred to as, how lethal Jared McCain can be in the starting lineup, given his catch and shoot ability. And so Quentin Grimes, on roughly 4 attempts last season, he shot 42% from 3. Jared McCain, on the other hand, 3.6 attempts, so pretty much the same volume. He shot 44%, man. So I mean those are amazing numbers. I'm not gonna lie, but Jared McCain and Quentin Grimes, it's a very, you're kind of splitting hairs here, and this is why I keep saying this is a good situation for the Sixers to have. I mean, they are both fantastic fits when you think about it. Quentin Grimes, he can give you production on both sides on the floor. Jared McCain, he's still kind of developing as a defender now. We didn't think he wasn't necessarily the liability that he was built up to be coming into his rookie season. He wasn't terrible as a defender, but Quentin Grimes, man, he's bigger, he's stronger, he can do more, he can defend the perimeter better, and I trust him more defensively than I do Jared McCain. And it's not like you're getting much of an offensive drop-off when you're swapping Grimes with McCain. And so you got 23 points. I mean, he was putting up some great numbers last season, especially where's that one game against the Houston Rockets where he almost single-handedly, he had 43 points? I'm going to see if I'm in the right column. Oh, wait, no. The Rockets game. 46 points against the Houston Rockets, who are a top-ranked defense, and he almost single-handedly ruined the Sixers' tank. And Jared McCain, to be fair, he did have that one game against the Cavaliers. 34 points, 10 assists. And Quentin Grimes, I like his fit next to Tyrese Maxey more than I do Jared McCain. Now, Maxey and McCain, they are the future, and I would like to see them play together, given that I think the Sixers front office should know as soon as possible on whether that they can work as a duo, given that they're both undersized guards. We don't really know how that's going to work defensively, but Quentin Grimes, given that he's 6'5", you could have him slot in that 2-guard position. Not only is he a fantastic fit next to Joel Embiid, but also Tyrese Maxey too. You can make up for Maxey not being, the best defender in the world, and he can just give you it on both ends of the floor. So Quentin Grimes, he's definitely more versatile than Jared McCain. Now you can maybe make a scenario where you got Maxey as the 1, McCain at the 2, maybe Grimes at the 3, Paul George at the 4, Embiid at the 5. I mean, you got a lot of shooting there. You got pretty much no rebounding, and the Sixers need rebounding. So I don't really know what the plausibility is with that lineup. And the other reason why I think Jared McCain's probably not going to start is the fact that Nick Nurse is our coach. Nick Nurse played Gershon Yabusele at center because Adembona was too young. He didn't want to give Adembona any run, and he is an exact replica of none other than Doc Rivers. He just loves to defer to veterans. And Quentin Grimes, he's still young, but he is older than Jared McCain, and he has been around the league longer. And Grimes, I think a lot of Sixers fans kind of forget how good Grimes was. I mean, you could say that he was putting up empty stats, but man, he was being efficient. Of course he was shooting the ball a lot. I mean, who else was going to shoot the ball? Like Marcus Bagley, you know what I mean? And Quentin Grimes, I would like him to be the starter for the Sixers next season. I think he is more versatile. You're getting a much better defender, but you're not getting that much of a, drop off in scoring production. Grimes, he can be a great 3-level scorer. He could also, be a great shooter as well. He averaged actually 8 attempts, from three-point line, 8 threes a game last season. He shot 33%. No, not 37%. He shot 37%, which is actually kind of a decent shooting clip given that amount of volume. But when he was with the Mavericks, I think it was 4 attempts on 39% shooting, nearly 40%. So Quentin Grimes and Jared McCain, similar offensive players, but with Grimes, you're getting that defensive edge, and I think that can really help the Sixers, given it can make up for Maxi's defensive deficiencies, given that, Maxi, he used to be a really bad defender. He's not terrible anymore, I wouldn't really consider him a liability, but I think the Sixers, they need some perimeter defense, and in these other bench units that you can play, you got VJ Edgecombe. You could play him right next to Jared McCain. Jared McCain, more known for his offense. VJ, he's probably, his defensive output is most likely going to be more polished coming into the league, given his freak athleticism and his IQ more so than his offensive game, which is something that he has to continue to work on. Scouting reports saying that, he's developing as a kind of more of a creator and with his handle, and, I think he can be a great catch and shoot player because that's what he was known for at Baylor. That was one of his better offensive skills. But, I think it's going to take a while for him to get, more of an established role in the offense, and putting him right next to Jared McCain. McCain can take that load off, and I think the Sixers, they could have a really well-balanced guard rotation, and it's not a problem for Jared McCain to be the sixth man. I mean, James Harden was a sixth man at one point of his career, and, the San Antonio Spurs, they used to play Manu Ginobili like pretty much the last 7 minutes of every quarter. He was always running with the starters because the coaching staff trusted him so much, and why not? That could most likely probably be the same thing for Jared McCain if he really pops off this season. But those are pretty much just my thoughts, man. Let me know in the comments down below on who should start for the Sixers. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new around here. We're on the road to 10K, but that's all I got, man. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.